Question and Answer Wednesday starts now. So what's up, fellow bushcrafters? Another episode of Question and Answer. Gotta do the backwards hat though, a little bit better lighting for everybody. Okay, so printed out some more questions and we're just gonna get right at it. Boot sock suggestions. My feet are always cold. Are you related to my wife? Her feet are freezing all the time. You wanna make sure that you have enough dead air space in your boot and with your sock. You don't want anything tight and constricting to slow down blood circulation in that area. Same with your pants. You don't wanna wear a base layer that's super tight. So try to loosen up all that stuff. What boots I wear pretty consistently are Muck, Wetlands, Danner, Pronghorns, LL Bean hunting boots, but my recommendation is you probably have your feet way too smashed and squished inside a boot. You need to go up a size, and that might help alleviate that. Do you know any common survival myths that are dead wrong and could get you killed? Off the top of my head, I'm gonna say no, I don't know anything, but one of my pet peeves is this, and this is a great segue to get into this. When you go out and you're gonna get information off anybody, make sure that it's a reputable person giving you the information, and that person should have either done what they're telling you that you should be doing, experienced something that they went through and said they would have done it differently, or put a lot of research behind what they actually do. My pet peeve is when people are giving instruction and feedback to other people and they just aren't out doing it and they've never tried that stuff. Just make sure it's coming from a reputable source, and then I think you're gonna be okay. But as far as myths, I don't really think anything. Thoughts on Bigfoot? Okay. I don't think Bigfoot exists. I think that someone in this day and age with all the camera equipment and cell phone cameras and cell phone video cameras and game cameras would have got a good picture. I see the crazy pictures online. I'm not buying it. Have I ever camped with Bigfoot? No, because if you go to my last question, I don't believe in Bigfoot. Dan, have you ever made charcoal? I have. It was in a video back when I think my videos were not good at all, but I was still getting the information out there that I wanted to share with everybody. I'll do a video on that. Going to do anything with the Boy Scouts in your area? Yes, I do work with some troops in the local vicinity. They actually come to my school. I have went to some of their weekend meetings and have done some stuff with them. I try to send flyers and brochures out to all the troops in my area because I think this is something great for the kids to come out and do, and it's just different. It's getting outside that normal bubble. Even if the instructors or troop leaders know a lot about this stuff, it's good for the kids to see a different perspective. They're still young and there's a lot for them to learn. What do you consider a perfect size knife if an axe or hatchet is not an option? It's like that old saying, whatever knife you have is gonna be the best knife, but I'm not gonna say that because everybody always says that. But what I really think is that I like a little bit smaller blades, so anywhere between 3 and 4 inches has really just proven the best for me. I like a thinner blade, about an 1/8 inch thick, a handle that fits my hand really good. That's where I like to be. I just like a smaller knife. I think that I can just do more with it, and the better you get with a knife, I think the more you get away from those big chopping style knives, unless you have a really specific task you need it for. So little carving style knives, that's where I'm at. What are your 3 favorite pieces of cooking gear? Dutch oven, the kettle that I recently purchased, my Preston mess kit. If you haven't watched a video on this Preston mess kit, you need to go back. I'll actually put the link below. This mess kit is awesome. I mean, it is probably one of the coolest things I have. It's from 1897, if I can remember off the top of my head correctly, so I don't use it all that much. It is awesome though. It's awesome. Do you ever watch Mountain Man, and if so, what do you think of it? I don't watch a lot of TV ever since I was on TV. Awesome show. Mountain Men is a very cool show. I like what the guys do. I like how they portray everybody, and I like that they show a lot of skill with just a little bit of drama mixed in. Very good show. Is there any skill you had difficulty mastering or still trying to master? Everything out here I'm constantly trying to master. I don't think we ever truly get to a point that we have totally mastered a skill. We can be super good at that skill, but I don't think we ever get to the point that we have mastered it. But if one thing pops in my head when we talk about learning skills, it is a bow drill friction fire. I think I'm very proficient in teaching the skill of bow drill fire to students. I understand the technique, I understand the material selection, I understand the whole process of doing it. But what I can tell you is it wasn't like that when I first started. When I decided to go down the road of doing a bow drill fire, I had no formal instruction at that time, and I just couldn't find a good resource that I was super happy with that was helping me along. Different people online and YouTube and reading articles did help me, but nothing just really hammered it home for me to understand it. So this is what I actually did. One day I realized that I need to just get this skill hammered down. It's really the quintessential like survival kind of guy thing that you need to understand and know how to do. So what I would do is on the weekends I would go and I would collect 6 to 7 different pieces of wood. And then every day in the evening, I would carve a bow drill set and I would try to make an ember. And I would do that every evening. Get an ember or not, I would give it a bunch of attempts. If I got an ember, I was good to go. If I didn't get an ember, I'd keep working with it until I just couldn't go anymore. The set was shot. This went on for about 3 months. My wife was sick of spindles and hearthboards laying all over the place, along with bows and strings and carvings and burn marks on my hands from not understanding how to make proper handholds. But over time, just doing that day in and day out and being obsessed with it really gave me a good foundation and understanding of why that worked. So that was definitely the hardest skill that I ever had to learn. And I feel like it was maybe just because I never got good formal training around it and I just took that upon myself to figure it out. Yeah, that was a little bit longer of an answer than you probably wanted. Is there any gear that you would not consider ever using? Not a brand, but a specific item. I'm gonna have to say no to that. I would give anything a fair shake. There's nothing I would say is definitely off the board. I've learned a lot over the years, and some stuff I might just stay away from. I wouldn't spend my money on it, but if somebody wanted to give me something and say, hey, try this, by all means I would try it. I would never say a piece of gear is not worthwhile until I actually get to use it. My axe head needs a new handle. Would you recommend making your own, or if so, would you do a video on how it's done, or should I buy a new one at Home Depot? I will do a video. I'm not gonna say it'll be in the next week or two, but I can do a video on how to make your own axe handle. As far as for buying handles, I would personally stay away from Home Depot. The quality there is just not good. What I have found is either go online to Beavertooth Handle Company, or Tractor Supply has okay handles for felling axes, anything smaller. If you're looking for something like that Boys axe range or the Small Forest axe range, 18 to 23 inches, you gotta go online for it. Why did I leave New Jersey out, huh? That is in reference to when I said about the gathering, which I forgot to post a link initially, and then I went back and posted the link to the page for the gathering. Why did I leave out New Jersey? I'm not really sure. I think it's because I got so hung up on the Carolinas, and if it's too far to drive from South Carolina to Pennsylvania for this gathering, that I just rambled on a bunch of states and forgot New Jersey. New Jersey people, I apologize sincerely from the bottom of my heart. What's the best way you've found for tick removal? In the woods, if I have nothing, I usually just get them with my fingers and turn them out. You can also take a stick with a hot burning end and touch the tick. It will burn it, it'll let go and release. I also use tweezers and turn it out. But besides all of that, this thing is the absolute best purchase you will ever make. You can buy these at Walmart, you can buy them at pet stores, and they're actually tick pullers. What you do is there's a little V-notch, you slide it in around the tick that's embedded and just begin to spin, it pops it out. It's not cool, it's not like a bushcrafty cool kind of thing, but it will get the tick out and it's absolutely awesome. You need to buy one of these. I have these everywhere. What's the most serious injury while bushcrafting and actions taken? Thank the Lord, I have never had any super serious injuries while I was out here. I had some burns and some cuts and some scraped knees and elbows, stuff like that, but I've never had any serious injuries. I have seen people twist ankles, sprain ankles, burn themselves, cut themselves, but I personally have never went through anything like that. When is the book coming out? I would hope sooner than later. That is something I've always wanted to do in my life. I've been brainstorming this for a while. I do think I am going to put a book out. I think that if there's a publisher watching this, you should get a hold of me. I think we can put a good book out, a real good book. And that's about it for question and answer today. I was doing some work out here on the property, so I got to take a break and do the question and answer Wednesday. Super excited about this. Let's keep it going. Questions below. They will not be answered until next week. So this was Dan Wolwack with Coalcracker Bushcraft. I hope you enjoyed question and answer. As always, how do you forget after doing it this long what you're gonna say? Check us out over at coalcrackerbushcraft.com, and until the next video, stay in the woods, guys.